There comes a moment in life when something deep within you awakens, a powerful truth you've always known but never fully embraced. It is the divine calling that has been quietly whispering to your soul, urging you to rise, step into your purpose, and shine. No matter the doubts you've faced or the obstacles in your path, this calling has never left you. It has been the heartbeat of your existence, the force driving you toward greatness. This is the time for you to recognize that the power you've been seeking is not outside of you. It has been within you all along, waiting for the right moment to burst forth. Today, as you read or listen to these words, know that God has chosen you for a greater purpose. It is time to rise, not just for yourself, but for all those who need to see the light that you carry. If this message resonates with your spirit, I encourage you to take a bold step of faith. Subscribe to this channel and declare your faith in the comments below. Let the world know that you are ready to walk in your divine purpose. Together, let's rise and transform as we embrace the journey God has set before us. 1. The awakening within. There are moments in life when something deep within you stirs, a quiet yet undeniable energy that rises from the very core of your being. It feels as though your soul is awakening to something greater, something more profound than the daily routines or the limitations of the world around you. This stirring is not just a passing thought or a fleeting feeling. It is the divine purpose within you coming to life. For too long, it may have been dormant, overshadowed by the noise of doubt, fear, and the expectations of others. But now, in this moment, you can feel it. A calling, a truth, gently but powerfully asserting itself. This awakening is not a random occurrence, nor is it a sudden change that has come out of nowhere. It is the unfolding of a truth that has always been within you, waiting for the right time to emerge. God has placed this divine calling in your heart from the beginning. It is not something new or foreign. It is an essential part of who you are, patiently waiting to be discovered. The power that has been silently growing within you is now ready to be unleashed, and as it rises, so does your awareness of it. This is the moment when everything begins to make sense, when the pieces of your life start to come together in a way that feels divinely orchestrated. As you feel this stirring, it may seem overwhelming. You may question whether you're truly capable or worthy of this new path that is unfolding before you. But know this, the very fact that you're experiencing this awakening is proof that you are ready. God does not awaken a soul before it is time. The stirrings you feel are not there to confuse or overwhelm you. They are there to guide you, to lead you into the life you were always meant to live. For many, this awakening comes at a moment of quiet reflection. It could be after a period of struggle or a season of deep soul-searching. It might emerge as you hear a word of truth spoken in a sermon, in a conversation with a loved one, or in the stillness of prayer. Wherever it comes from, the stirring is unmistakable. It pulls you towards something greater, something beyond your own understanding, but it also feels deeply familiar, like coming home after a long journey. It is in these moments that you begin to realize that you have always been capable of walking in your purpose, even if you didn't recognize it before. The challenges you've faced, the doubts you've battled, and the years of uncertainty have all been part of God's divine plan, shaping and preparing you for this moment. The struggles were never meant to break you. They were meant to strengthen you, to reveal the strength and resilience that has always been hidden within you. The awakening is a reminder that God's purpose for you is not something you need to search for outside of yourself. It has always been there, planted in the deepest parts of your soul, waiting for you to recognize it. Now is the time to embrace it fully. God's calling is not a one-time event, but a lifelong journey. Each day, you will continue to grow in your purpose, and with each step you take in faith, the path will become clearer. This awakening is a powerful invitation to trust in the divine plan that God has for you. It is an invitation to let go of the fear and self-doubt that have held you back and to trust in His guidance. The path ahead may not always be easy, but it will be filled with purpose and meaning, for you are walking in alignment with God's will. No longer do you need to question your worth or your ability. God has already equipped you with everything you need to fulfill your purpose. Now is the time to step forward in faith. Trust that this stirring is the beginning of something extraordinary. Know that you are not walking this path alone. God's hand is upon you, guiding you every step of the way. As you embrace the awakening within, you are not just discovering your purpose, you are fulfilling it. You are a vessel for divine purpose, and the world is waiting for you to step into the fullness of who you were always meant to be. So take a deep breath, close your eyes, and listen to the stirrings of your soul. Feel the divine energy rising within you, and trust in the process. You are ready. You have always been ready. Now is the time to trust in God's plan and to walk boldly into the life you were always meant to live. If you feel this stirring in your heart, I encourage you to take a moment and affirm your trust in God's plan. Leave a comment below and declare, "I trust God's plan for my life." This is your moment to step into your divine calling, to walk in faith, and to rise into the purpose that has been waiting for you. The world is waiting for you to shine. 2. Rising above the doubts of others. For much of your life, the world has viewed you through a lens of skepticism and doubt. Others questioned your potential, dismissed your dreams, and even tried to confine you to their limited expectations. They couldn't see what you saw, nor could they understand the fire that burned within you. Perhaps they told you that you would never amount to much, or that your aspirations were too grand to be realized. They believed that your circumstances, your mistakes, or your past defined your future. But what they failed to realize is that their doubts were never about you. They were about their inability to comprehend the greatness within you. From the outside, they saw only obstacles, weaknesses, and failures. They overlooked the fact that every struggle you faced was a lesson, every setback a preparation for something greater. They couldn't understand that those challenges were not signs of your incapacity, but rather the process through which God was refining you for the divine purpose He had set before you. And while they doubted, you were being shaped into a force that could not be ignored, a person whose light would one day shine so brightly that even the darkest shadows of doubt would be dispelled. It's not easy to rise above the doubts of others. The opinions of those around us, whether family, friends, or society, can weigh heavily on our hearts. Their words often sting, causing us to question our worth and our dreams. But it is precisely in these moments of doubt that God calls us to rise. He calls us to defy the limitations others try to impose on us, to reject the narrative they have written for us, and to embrace the story He has planned. The doubts and criticisms you faced were never meant to break you. They were meant to strengthen you. Every word of disbelief, every moment of rejection, and every challenge you encountered was part of the divine plan that was working behind the scenes. God allowed you to face these obstacles not as a punishment, but as a preparation. He knew that without these experiences, you wouldn't be equipped for the greatness that was waiting for you. The process of overcoming these doubts would refine your character, strengthen your faith, and prepare you to walk boldly in the purpose He had set before you. When others doubted you, they failed to see the incredible transformation happening inside you. Each setback became a stepping stone, each failure a lesson in resilience. You learned not to fear adversity, but to face it with courage, knowing that it was shaping you into the person you were always meant to be. The struggles you faced were the very tools that molded your spirit and sharpened your resolve. They didn't break you. They made you stronger, more determined, and more committed to walking in your divine purpose. And now, as you stand in the fullness of who you are, your transformation is impossible to ignore. The very doubts that others cast upon you have been shattered by the reality of your strength and your unwavering faith. You are not the person they thought you were. You have become something far greater. You have become a living testament to the power of God's love and grace, a force that cannot be silenced, no matter how loudly the world may doubt you. The person you are today is a reflection of divine resilience. You have risen above the skepticism of others, and in doing so, you have transformed not only your life, but the lives of those around you. Your journey is a beacon of hope for anyone who has ever been told they couldn't achieve their dreams. You are a living example of what happens when faith meets perseverance, when doubt is met with unwavering belief in God's plan. Your transformation is proof that no matter how deep the shadows may seem, they cannot extinguish the light that God has placed within you. The doubts of others were never a reflection of your limitations. They were a reflection of their own inability to see beyond their fears and insecurities. But now, as you stand tall in your divine purpose, you show them that what they believed about you was never true. Their skepticism has turned to admiration, and their doubt has been replaced with awe. You have proven that no weapon formed against you shall prosper. You have shown the world that when you walk in divine alignment, there is nothing that can hold you back. It is time to embrace the truth of who you are, to rise above the doubts that have been placed upon you. The world may not have understood you before, but now they are witnessing something extraordinary. Your transformation is a living testimony to the power of God's will at work in your life. No longer defined by the limitations of others, you have stepped into the fullness of your divine calling. The doubts and setbacks you faced were part of the divine plan. They were never meant to defeat you. They were meant to prepare you for the greatness that was always intended for you. And now, as you rise above those doubts, you become a shining example of what is possible when you trust in God's timing and purpose for your life. You have become a force that cannot be ignored, a force that will continue to inspire and uplift those around you for years to come. As you reflect on your journey, know that your transformation is not just about proving others wrong. It is about proving to yourself the incredible strength, resilience, and faith that God has placed within you. You are no longer the person they doubted. You are the person God always knew you could be, and that is a power that no one can ever take away from you. If this resonates with you, I encourage you to leave a comment below and declare, "I am chosen." Let the world know that you are rising above the doubts, that you are walking boldly in your divine purpose, and that nothing can hold you back. This is your time. Stand firm in your faith and continue to rise. The world is waiting for you. 3. The transformation you didn't expect. There is a beauty in transformation that often goes unnoticed. It's not always visible in the early stages. Sometimes the most profound changes happen quietly, beneath the surface, where the world cannot see. Much like a seed buried in the soil, hidden from sight, the growth that leads to true transformation often takes place in the dark, away from the eyes of others. In those moments, when the weight of life seems unbearable, you may have wondered if you were truly growing at all. But little did you know, during those very struggles, you were being refined, prepared for something greater. At first glance, the challenges you faced may have seemed like setbacks, obstacles too large to overcome. The pain, the doubt, the heartache, it all felt like it would never end. But as you look back now, you can see that each difficulty was not a random misfortune. Each trial, no matter how harsh, was a stepping stone on your journey toward transformation. Every moment of hardship you endured, every tear you shed, was a part of God's plan to shape you into the person you were always meant to be. What you once perceived as burdens were actually the tools God used to refine your character, strengthen your spirit, and prepare you for the greatness that lay ahead. Like the seed that is buried deep in the soil, your growth was hidden from the world, and perhaps even from yourself. But underneath the surface, you were being nourished. Every struggle you faced was preparing you for your purpose. Every failure was a lesson in perseverance. Every rejection, a chance to build resilience, and every moment of doubt, an opportunity to trust God more fully. You were not simply surviving these trials, you were being transformed by them. The hardships you faced were not designed to break you. They were there to build you, to break down the walls that limited your potential, and help you rise above what you thought was possible. The realization that you were being transformed all along may have come as a surprise. You may have spent years feeling stuck, wondering when or how the change would come. But now, looking back, you see that the growth was happening in every moment of your life, even when you couldn't see it. Just as the seed stretches its roots deep into the earth before it ever breaks the surface, your soul was being strengthened in ways you couldn't understand at the time. And now, as you stand in the fullness of your transformation, you realize that every hardship, every trial, has played a crucial role in shaping you into the person you are today. In those moments of hardship, you may have felt weak, like you couldn't go on. But it was precisely in those moments that God was building your strength. Through every trial, He was equipping you with the resilience needed to fulfill your purpose. The struggles were not a sign of your weakness, but a sign of your strength. You learned to trust God when the path seemed unclear, to rely on His guidance when you felt lost, and to stand firm in His promises when everything around you seemed to be falling apart. And through it all, God's hand was upon you, guiding you with a purpose that was greater than you could see at the time. Every step, even the painful ones, was part of His divine intervention, leading you toward your calling. You may not have recognized it in the moment, but God was working behind the scenes, preparing you for the life you are now stepping into. Your hardship was not meaningless. It was the very thing that revealed your purpose, your strength, and the undeniable truth that you are divinely chosen. The transformation you've experienced is a testament to the power of God's intervention in your life. What you once saw as impossible or insurmountable has now become the foundation upon which your new life is built. Every struggle, every trial, was an opportunity for you to grow closer to God, to strengthen your faith, and to embrace the power He has placed within you. And now, as you look forward, you realize that this transformation is just the beginning. You are not the person you once were, and the person you are becoming is far greater than you ever imagined. So, as you reflect on the challenges you faced, remember this: you were never alone. God was with you every step of the way, using every trial to shape you for the purpose He has for you. Your transformation was not only inevitable, it was divinely orchestrated. You are the result of God's love and grace, and now you stand ready to walk in the fullness of your divine purpose. If you resonate with this transformation, I invite you to leave a comment below and declare, "I am transformed by God's grace." Let this be a declaration of the strength and purpose that has been birthed within you, and a reminder that every hardship was a step toward the extraordinary life God has prepared for you. 4. The power of faith and resilience. Faith is not just a belief, it is a force. It is the foundation upon which every victory is built, and it is the energy that transforms trials into triumphs. When the storms of life come crashing down, when the weight of the world feels too heavy to bear, faith is what anchors us, keeps us grounded, and propels us forward. It is in these moments of trial that the true power of faith becomes evident, turning obstacles into opportunities and transforming pain into purpose. Every challenge you have faced in your life has been an opportunity for your faith to grow. The road has not always been smooth, and there have been moments when it seemed impossible to keep moving forward. But it is precisely in these moments that faith becomes a powerful catalyst for change. When you have nothing else to hold on to, faith holds you up. It is the unshakable belief that no matter the trial, God is with you, guiding you, and will see you through to the other side. Through faith, every trial becomes a stepping stone, every setback a lesson in resilience. When you trust in God, you begin to see the bigger picture, the divine plan that is unfolding before you. What once seemed like an insurmountable challenge now becomes a part of your growth, your transformation, and your purpose. Each obstacle is not a sign of defeat, but an opportunity for you to rise, to dig deeper into your faith, and to experience the strength that comes from trusting in God's provision. Faith is a force that drives resilience. It is the fuel that powers your determination, the courage that allows you to keep going when everything around you seems to be falling apart. Without faith, resilience would be impossible. It is faith that gives you the strength to rise each day, even when you feel weak, to keep pushing forward, even when the path seems unclear. When you have faith, you know that you are not walking this journey alone. God is with you, equipping you with the strength and resilience needed to face whatever comes your way. But faith does not just build resilience, it also transforms your entire perspective. When you begin to view every trial through the lens of faith, you start to see it differently. What once seemed like an unbearable burden now becomes a part of God's perfect plan for your life. You begin to understand that God allows you to face these challenges not because He wants to hurt you, but because He is using them to shape you into the person He has called you to be. Faith helps you see beyond the immediate difficulty and trust in God's greater purpose for your life. It is through faith that you can find peace in the midst of chaos, hope in the midst of despair, and strength in the midst of weakness. Faith is what allows you to endure the hard times and emerge from them stronger, wiser, and more aligned with God's purpose. Every victory you achieve is not just the result of your own strength or perseverance, but of God's divine guidance and power working through you. As you reflect on your journey, you can see the undeniable truth that every victory has been aligned with God's divine purpose for your life. What the world may have seen as an insignificant triumph or a simple success, God saw as part of a greater plan. Every victory, no matter how small, is a testament to His power and faithfulness in your life. It is a reflection of His love and grace, and it is a reminder that He is always at work, even when you cannot see it. Your resilience is not a result of your own strength alone. It is a reflection of God's strength within you. When you face challenges, you are not relying solely on your own abilities. You are drawing from the infinite well of God's strength, knowing that His power is made perfect in your weakness. Every time you rise above a trial, every time you overcome an obstacle, you are witnessing the power of God at work in your life. Faith and resilience go hand in hand. Without faith, resilience would be impossible, and without resilience, faith would never grow. Together, they form the foundation for a life of purpose, transformation, and victory. As you continue to walk in faith, trusting in God's plan and relying on His strength, you will see that no obstacle is too great, no trial is too difficult, and no dream is too big. With God on your side, all things are possible. If this resonates with you, I encourage you to leave a comment below and declare, "I am strengthened by faith." Let this be a declaration of your trust in God's power, His divine plan, and the resilience He has cultivated within you. As you continue to rise, know that every victory is part of a greater purpose, and with faith as your foundation, you can face anything that comes your way. 5. A testament to divine alignment. Divine alignment is the profound realization that everything in your life is unfolding according to a plan far greater than your own understanding. When you live in harmony with God's will, you begin to see the intricate web of events, people, and opportunities that align perfectly to guide you toward your divine purpose. It's not just coincidence or luck. It's the hand of God orchestrating every step, every decision, and every trial in your life for a purpose that is uniquely yours. As one of God's chosen, you are not simply navigating life by your own strength or wisdom. You are moving forward with divine direction, trusting that God's plan is unfolding in the background, aligning everything around you in perfect timing. Every door that opens, every connection you make, and every challenge you face is part of the divine orchestration that leads you toward your purpose. At times, it may feel like you are stumbling in the dark, unsure of which way to go. But in reality, even in those moments of uncertainty, you are being guided. God's alignment is at work in your life, leading you down paths you may not even have thought to take, but paths that are meant to bring you to the place where He has always intended for you to be. Success in life is not simply the result of hard work or mere ambition. It is the result of living in divine alignment with God's greater plan. When you align your actions with God's will, you open yourself up to blessings and opportunities that you could never have anticipated on your own. The opportunities that seem to fall into place, the unexpected people who come into your life, and the moments of serendipity you experience are not random occurrences. They are the result of God's divine hand at work. Success in this alignment comes not because of your own ability to plan or control outcomes, but because you have surrendered to God's perfect timing and direction. When you trust in God's plan, success is no longer a matter of luck or chance. You begin to recognize that every step, even the difficult ones, are part of His design for your life. The trials you face, the lessons you learn, and the moments of triumph are all leading you toward a greater purpose. It's in this alignment with God's plan that you begin to experience the fullness of life, a life that is rich with meaning, purpose, and fulfillment. The very things that once seemed like setbacks are now seen as divine appointments, opportunities to grow, learn, and prepare for the greater things that God has in store for you. Faith plays an essential role in this divine alignment. It is through faith that you begin to trust in God's plan and timing. Without faith, you would struggle to see the divine hand at work in the midst of challenges. But when you have faith, you recognize that even the setbacks, delays, and detours are part of the divine orchestration that is leading you toward something greater. Faith helps you align your heart and mind with God's will, allowing you to embrace the unknown with confidence, knowing that He is guiding you every step of the way. Faith also opens the door to divine opportunities. As you trust in God's timing, you will begin to see doors opening in places you never expected, relationships forming that support your journey, and resources appearing just when you need them. These are the fruits of living in alignment with God's plan. It's not about striving or forcing things to happen. It's about surrendering to His guidance and trusting that He will provide the opportunities and the wisdom you need to fulfill your purpose. Every opportunity that aligns with your faith is a reminder that God is actively working in your life, weaving together the tapestry of your story with His love and grace. As you look back on your journey, you begin to see the divine alignment in ways you never could have before. You recognize how every seemingly random encounter, every setback, and every victory was part of the greater plan that God had for you. You see now that nothing in your life has been wasted. Every experience, good or bad, has played a role in shaping you into the person you are today, and everything has brought you one step closer to fulfilling your divine purpose. In divine alignment, success is not just about achieving external goals. It's about aligning your heart, mind, and actions with God's purpose for your life. It's about trusting in His plan, knowing that He will provide for you, lead you, and open doors that no one can shut. As you continue to walk in alignment with God's will, you will see the blessings, opportunities, and growth that come with it. Success is no longer a distant dream. It becomes a living reality, unfolding before you with every step you take in faith. If this message resonates with you, I encourage you to leave a comment below and declare, "I am aligned with God's purpose." Let this be a testament to your faith and your trust in the divine plan unfolding in your life. As you walk boldly in this divine alignment, know that every step you take brings you closer to fulfilling the greater purpose God has set before you. 6. From trials to triumph. The journey from hardship to victory is not a smooth or easy one. It is filled with twists and turns, moments of doubt, and challenges that seem insurmountable. But when you look closely, you begin to see that each setback, each trial, has been a necessary part of the process. Every obstacle you've faced, every moment of despair, has served as a stepping stone, leading you to where you are today. What once seemed like a roadblock or a failure has become a vital part of your transformation, preparing you for the triumph that lies ahead. In the midst of struggle, it can be difficult to see the bigger picture. The pain, the frustration, and the overwhelming feelings of defeat can cloud your vision, making it hard to imagine that anything good could come from these challenges. But the truth is, God uses every trial as a means of shaping you, refining you and strengthening you for the purpose He has destined for you. Every moment of hardship is part of His divine plan to build your resilience, to deepen your faith, and to bring you closer to the victory He has promised you. Resilience is the ability to stand firm in the face of adversity, to keep going when the road seems impossible, and to never lose hope, even when everything around you is falling apart. This resilience is not your own strength. It is the strength that comes from God, the divine strength that enables you to endure and overcome. It is through resilience that you rise above the challenges, that you push through the pain, and that you continue to move forward, even when the path ahead is unclear. Every time you rise after a fall, every time you choose faith over fear, you are displaying the resilience that God has cultivated in your heart. Divine alignment also plays a crucial role in turning trials into triumphs. When you align your will with God's, you begin to see that every setback, every struggle, is part of a greater plan. God doesn't allow difficulties to happen by accident. They are designed to lead you towards something greater. It's through divine alignment that you begin to understand that what the world may perceive as failure is actually a setup for your next victory. Each trial is not an obstacle to your success, but rather a stepping stone that leads you to the next chapter of your story, closer to the purpose you were created to fulfill. Your personal triumphs are a reflection of this divine alignment and resilience. When you overcome the trials, when you rise above the difficulties, you are demonstrating the power of God at work in your life. Your victory is not just a personal achievement. It is a testimony to the greatness of God's faithfulness and the power of His strength in your life. Your transformation from hardship to triumph serves as an inspiration to others, showing them that no matter how difficult their journey may seem, there is always hope for victory when they walk in divine alignment and trust in God's plan. This transformation is not just significant for you as an individual. It has a ripple effect that reaches far beyond your own life. As you rise, you inspire those around you to do the same. Your triumphs serve as proof that God's power is at work, not just in you, but in the lives of others as well. The resilience and divine alignment you display become a beacon of hope, a shining example that anyone can rise from their trials and walk boldly into their divine purpose. So, as you look back on your journey, remember that every trial has led you to this moment. Every struggle has shaped you, every setback has prepared you, and every challenge has been a stepping stone toward the triumph that is now yours. Your victory is a testament to God's faithfulness, His strength, and His divine plan at work in your life. Let your story be an inspiration to others, showing them that no matter the trials they face, they too can rise and experience the triumphs that God has promised. If this resonates with you, I encourage you to leave a comment below and declare, "I am victorious through God's strength." Let your triumph be a declaration of faith and resilience, not only for yourself, but for all those who need to see the power of God at work in the lives of His people. Together, let us rise, let us triumph, and let us embrace the divine purpose that lies ahead. 7. Living a life of purpose. Living in divine alignment is more than just following a set of rules or achieving personal success. It is about living with purpose, God's purpose for your life. When you align yourself with God's will, you begin to see that everything you do, every decision you make, and every step you take is leading you toward the fulfillment of your divine calling. Living with purpose means embracing the path that God has set before you, trusting that every moment, every challenge, and every opportunity is part of His greater plan for your life. This purpose is not always something that can be easily seen or understood at first. For many, the journey toward understanding their divine calling takes time, patience, and faith. It is a process of learning to trust God's guidance and being willing to surrender your own plans for His. The shift from pursuing external validation to living with internal purpose is not always easy, but it is essential for finding true fulfillment. External validation, the approval of others, the praise of the world, can never satisfy the deep longing for meaning and purpose that resides in your soul. Only by aligning your life with God's will can you find the true peace and fulfillment that comes from living in alignment with your divine calling. As you make this shift, you begin to realize that your worth is no longer determined by what others think or say about you. It is no longer tied to external accomplishments or the validation of those around you. Instead, your worth is grounded in your relationship with God and the purpose He has placed within you. This internal sense of purpose becomes the driving force behind everything you do. No longer do you need to seek approval from others, because you know that you are already approved by God. His plan for your life is greater than any opinion or expectation the world may try to place upon you. When you live with purpose, you begin to walk in confidence, knowing that you are fulfilling the unique calling God has designed for you. Living a life of purpose also has a profound impact on those around you. When you walk boldly in your divine calling, you inspire others to do the same. Your example becomes a beacon of hope, a reminder that each person has a unique purpose and that they too can live in alignment with God's will. By embracing your purpose, you encourage others to embrace theirs. Your journey serves as a testimony that when we trust in God's guidance and follow His plan for our lives, we can accomplish more than we ever thought possible. You are not just living for yourself, you are living for something far greater. Your purpose is not just for you, but for the greater good of the community, for the people whose lives you will touch and transform. When you live in divine alignment, your purpose becomes a source of inspiration for others to walk boldly in their own. It is through your faith and commitment to God's plan that others begin to see the power of living with purpose. Your life becomes a reflection of God's love and His calling, and as you fulfill your divine purpose, you invite others to do the same. Together, you create a ripple effect of purpose and divine alignment that spreads far beyond what you can imagine. If this message resonates with you, I encourage you to leave a comment below and declare, "I am living with divine purpose." Let this declaration be a sign of your commitment to follow God's plan and to inspire others to do the same. When we live with purpose, we not only fulfill our own calling, we help others find their own. Together, we can rise, walk in our divine purpose, and make a difference in the world. Walking in divine purpose. As we close this journey together, remember that walking in divine purpose is not a one-time decision. It is a continual process of faith, trust, and alignment with God's will. Each day, you are called to rise, to embrace your purpose, and to walk boldly in the path that God has set before you. It is through faith that you will overcome every obstacle, and through purpose that you will impact the world around you. No matter what trials you face, God's plan for you is greater, and His strength will carry you through. Now, I invite you to declare your faith and purpose. Leave a comment below and say, "I am walking in my divine purpose." Let the world know that you are committed to living in alignment with God's plan and fulfilling the unique calling He has placed on your life. Share this message with those who need to hear it. Let's continue rising together in faith, purpose, and divine alignment. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel so you can be part of this community of believers walking boldly into the fullness of God's purpose for our lives. Together, let's rise, grow, and transform in the power of divine purpose.